Is Ronaldo hurting Man United, Kobe? What's your thoughts on that, mate? Is he damaging Man United?
Not in terms of on the pitch and tactics and the way he interacts with his teammates. I don't really buy into that. I think in general Ronaldo's interplay is incredibly underrated. One way in which Ronaldo is potentially damaging Man United, that it's not his fault at all, is that the arrival of Ronaldo has suddenly really brought this time pressure on United and this real sort of need and pressure for short-term success that in many ways is a little bit incongruous with the sort of long-term project that Man United have been working on at the moment. I would imagine, although it's hard to be certain, that signing Ronaldo was never in the plan. Not that it's a bad thing that it's happened, but it really has thrown a spanner in the works. And suddenly a lot of Man United fans are like, we need to win the Premier League this season. We need to win the Premier League season. And there's a lot of added pressure. And I believe that has fueled sort of a lot of the oleout conversation. There'll still be criticism for him anyway. I'm not saying anything else. At the end of the day, you've signed a 36-year-old on a 2-year contract who is one of the best players in the world and one of the greatest players ever. So damaging perhaps in a way that it's, more eyes are on Man United, more of a spotlight, more criticism and more time pressure. But on the pitch, no, absolutely not. He's going to get you goals at the end of the day. Again, sort of, the clip of Cavani working harder than him, whatever. Bruno Fernandes really works hard. A lot of the players work hard around him. He's someone you build your system around, not the other way around. You don't force him to change for you. But yeah, it just brings complications with it as well.
What's your take on this, Jess? Do you think that Ronaldo has been detrimental to Man United?
Yeah, I mean, he screwed up the entire system, and that's pretty obvious. No, I'm just joking. Don't come get me. I know you were like, what? No, I think in the end of the day, like, he's not dragging you guys backwards. It's just making it more obvious that it's not about the players. You guys got Sancho, you got Varane, you got Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's not really about it's not even about missing a midfielder at this point. It's just shining a light on Ollie, and anybody who is looking at Ollie as somebody that could keep you going a little bit further. It just expedited that. Like, it made it so much more clear. And the good thing about having Ronaldo now is that when you get in those situations like you did against Villarreal in the Europa League final, you have somebody that can bail you out. But it's still not good enough because you shouldn't be getting bailed out with the group of players that you have. So he helps you in that regard. And it just makes it more clear that the guy's got to go, quicker than probably people want him to go. But at the same time, like, if you had not gotten Ronaldo, I don't think there would be that pressure to win the Premier League now. And you probably are like a year or so away from that. Sancho still has to get bedded in. You still have to figure out what you guys are doing in midfield. So I do kind of agree. Like, it's just expediting things and shining a light on Ollie and expediting everything forward. And so everything just seems like so crazy, but he helps bail Ollie out at the same time. So it's like that never ending circle, isn't it?
Yeah,
KJ,
I agree.
Yeah. From your point of view, KJ, like, how do you view it as a Man United fan?
I don't think Ronaldo is hurting Man United in the way that Kobe is saying in terms of the time pressure thing. I feel like it's hurting Ollie with the time pressure. I believe you can still have a long-term plan and still go after short-term goals, which is winning the Premier League, winning Champions League. Like, that is a possible thing to do. That is down to the manager to be able to fulfill that at the same time. It's just put pressure on Ollie now to fulfill the short-term goal of now you've got what it takes to win a Champions League or a Premier League. And he's just buckling under the pressure. Ronaldo is a player that you bring in and you do have to make adjustments to the way you want to play to fit him in. Now, if that's right or wrong, that's by the by, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? Ollie's just showing that he's struggling to do that right now.
Joe, I completely agree in that the time pressure thing that I'm talking about, the person that affects the most is absolutely Solskjaer. I think you make a very good point there. I think where I worry a little bit is that I personally don't think that United have a good enough team currently to win the Premier League. And I think that ultimately comes down to, I don't think that central midfield area is good enough. So I personally don't think actually of the available managers that, and I'm not saying that Solskjaer is the right person in the long term.
Mm-hmm.
I think my gut is that they need somebody else to finish the roadmap that they're on with Solskjaer. But I think if you airdropped in Zidane or Conte or Joe Bloggs, whoever, right now, I don't think they win the Premier League or Champions League with Manchester United this season.
There's potential there. I think they potentially could. It depends how fast they adapt their plans to the players and how the players take to it. Like I said something earlier in the season, is if Oli gets sacked early on in the season for whatever reason, I could see Manchester United winning the Premier League again. That might happen. So technically, if Oli gets sacked and Man United bring in a better manager and we go forward to do better things, Ronaldo actually would have been the best thing that happened to Manchester United because he's helped us highlight an issue and get it.
I kind of disagree
fixed.
with that. Like, I disagree with that. That the whole thing that like a new manager, like, don't get it twisted. This team is not. I mean, you look at the way Tuchel came in with Chelsea, and I don't think. I mean, Chelsea, that was pre-Lukaku playing with Werner and Havertz up front, which isn't really the most optimal goal-scoring situation that you could have. He was able to come in and get that team to win a Champions League. That's not the same as the Premier League, obviously, but I look at Manchester United's team and I think, yeah, a new manager could come in, and then you also get a new manager bounce, which maybe those players really need. I don't think that they're sitting in the locker room thinking like, oh, Ollie's doing the best job, and they're probably thinking that, but at the same time, they may have the back in their mind that he's taken us as far as we can go, and I think as a player, you probably would relish having a new manager in there. You get that little bit of a bounce and see what you could do. I think that team that Manchester United has can at the very least win a trophy if they remove the manager, period.
I think what's really interesting about it, and I've got some super chats I'm going to go to very, very soon, people, so don't think I've missed them. It's just in flow of conversation. Ronaldo's getting a little bit of what I call the Zlatan treatment. And I tweeted that the other day. And again, a lot of detractors of Man United said, yeah, he's a lot like that bad signing of Zlatan. I'm like, no, you've really misunderstood. Zlatan came in and scored 27 goals, but we didn't progress in the league that season. And it was like, oh, we're too slow. He slows the play down. He's too old. This was in a little time period where Man United fans had this obsession with everyone over the age of 28 is not worth signing. If they're not electric with pace, they're not worth signing. Very FIFA-orientated football analysis. And Ronaldo's come in, and it's like the superstar players come in. He's scoring goals for us, but we're not playing the football that we want. So we're going to blame Ronaldo. He's ruining fluidity. He's ruining the system. And I know Jess pulled on this as a bit of a joke, but these same very people making these claims have said we don't have a system and we're just freestyle football. If there's no system and it's just freestyle football, Ronaldo can't damage anything. It's just go out there and do whatever you want. So are these fans now admitting they lied there was no system? Are they just being negative because it's always popular to be negative about everything surrounding Manchester United? I'm unsure. For me, I definitely think you miss Cavani when he's not in the team because he does have a different type of approach to football compared to Cristiano Ronaldo, the way he tracks, the way he runs after the ball. But I've also seen us lose games, i.e. the Europa League final with Cavani in the team. We're acting like before Ronaldo arrived, we were challenging for the Premier League and he's taken us backwards. What's going on now at Man United has been going on since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. The way we've dropped points this season under Ollie has happened throughout Ollie's entire time at the club, where we're losing points against smaller, and I mean this with respect, lesser sides. And it is unacceptable. It's become unacceptable, though, because it isn't just about Ronaldo. When you add Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo to a squad that already had the players we've got, you keep hold of your Pogbas, etc. A team that we've got a plethora of talent, especially in attacking ranks. There are no excuses to be outgunned or outperformed or outplayed by teams that spend a fraction on players as we do. I think people are looking for excuses for Ollie. I saw articles today, there isn't really a candidate out there that can replace Ollie. Still got to give Ollie more time to embed these new players into his team. I'm thinking it doesn't, for me, the excuses for Ollie have got to stop. He needs to get this team to deliver. Acting like signing world-class players is making it harder for Ollie. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense in my opinion. Now, of course, there's going to be elements, but it's down to Ollie to get the balance right. It's down to Ollie to go. You know, he brought on Cavani with Ronaldo against Villarreal, and we improved in that last period of the game, and we went on to get an equaliser. It's what he should have done on Saturday. It's an Ollie mistake. Bring Ronaldo on, but you leave Cavani on the pitch. You get the second goal. Maybe then you take Cavani off to rest him. But we started the game with Ronaldo and Pogba as an example on the bench. There's no football. We were resting our star players so they're fresh for their country. What are we doing? What are we resting them for? Like it's for me. It's being taken. The focus seems to be getting taken away from Ollie here and put upon Ronaldo's head. Like Ronaldo is the issue. Now, of course, anyone who hates Man United or is a Messi fanboy is going to jump on this like a bitch in heat. And I'm talking about dogs. Don't hate on me for that. They're going to jump on it. They're going to be all over it. But I think it's an exaggeration. I think it's just almost, again, mental gymnastics looking for a reason. We're talking like we were playing brilliant football and winning all these games before Ronaldo. It's the buck stops with one person for me, and it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He doesn't know how to manage the expectation that is now in front of him. The expectation to win now has arrived, and Ollie's drowning. He's absolutely drowning.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest. I think your biggest issue isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You've got three far bigger issues than that. The fact you don't have a defensive midfielder, the fact your recruitment is shocking, and the fact that your owners are abysmal as well. For me, I think Ronaldo, listen, he's a great signing. You don't turn Ronaldo down. But part of the reason I love, and I'm going to turn it to Liverpool's recruitment, is if we got offered the opportunity to re-sign a Luis Suarez, probably wouldn't do it. I like the fact that, listen, Ronaldo's going to get you goals, but if you spent all the money that you spent on Ronaldo and Donny van de Beek, who doesn't play, and put that on a DM, you'd be in a significantly better position than you are now. If a little bit of planning, you said, right, we're not going to buy Donny van de Beek, and you know what, Ronaldo, he is Ronaldo, but we're going to put all of that money into Ndidi, I think you would have a much better go at the title than you will this season. I think Man United fans, I almost don't feel bad for you because you put the pressure on yourself when Ronaldo joined saying we're going to challenge for the league. Realistically, if you looked at Man United's squad, and not even the squad, the first 11, the holes in the first 11 are so apparent in that midfield position.
It was interesting you say that, because when I'm pretty sure, Terry, you were here for this as well, when people had discussions about Manchester United, and some Man United fans like myself were a bit hesitant to say we can go and fully win the Premier League by being the best team in the league, or we can go and win the Champions League. We got told, well, no, you have to believe because you've got Ronaldo, you've got Sancho, you've got Varane, you've got all these things, but now you're telling me, no. Now Luce is telling me that Man United fans weren't doing that, and we put pressure on ourselves to win things when we shouldn't be doing so. So which one are we doing? Because I think
more Man United fans, and I've got to be honest, I don't want to call him out. I think Terry was one of them that maybe he said it in jest that said Man United were going to win the Premier League.
Yeah, Terry did say that. But the thing is, Terry did say that. But you're telling me that Manchester United Football Club, the fans, with the transfer window we had, we shouldn't be demanding the Premier League.
No, KJ, you don't have a DM.
You don't have to have a DM. You don't have to have a DM.
Guys, sorry everyone, one at a time. Daniel, what were you saying, mate?
I'm saying KJ's not allowed to bandwagon on that. What Louis saying is separate because he's probably talking about United fans that he's encountered. I can come and say, KJ, you can't say that because your reason for saying or being hesitant as to why United can win the league was because you felt that Oli wasn't a good enough manager. It was me and other people that were saying you can't say that because you now have the squad, so the play-in players, so the people on the pitch that actually put the ball in the goal to have a squad that's capable of winning the league. So you then can't say that fans were when we were hesitant. That wasn't one of your arguments. Your only argument for not being capable of winning the league was because you have Oli. Hence why Terry, with his chest, came out and said, with the most creative teenager in the history of football and Champions League Varane, as well as the best striker or the GOAT of all GOATs, like GOAT, Ronaldo is there. So let's not change what we were saying and bandwagon on.
Wait, what are you talking about? Daniel, what are you talking about? Luce just said Man United, the Man fans said he's seen were putting too much pressure on Manchester United to succeed. I asked the question: Manchester United, with the transfer window we had, shouldn't we not put any pressure on us to win?
No.
Because when I wasn't doing it, I got told I should have been doing it. That's what he said.
Because I would have been on a stream with you when you said that. I would have 100% agreed with you, because you look at Man United's team.
You don't.
Hang on a minute. So this wait 1 second, guys. Let me just take control of this again. So what I'm hearing here is, like, you got Chelsea fan Daniel angry that Man United fans shouldn't have pressure on them to win the league, and Liverpool fan Louis saying,
"No,
should." You're saying should win the league. Sorry. You're saying that Louis saying United shouldn't have had any expectations to have won the league because the squad's got massive holes in it.
Yeah.
And Daniel, what do you think? Forget what KJ should think. What do you think?
Man United Football Club should have expectations to win the league. And the reason why I got onto KJ is because he's trying to pose a question or create a debate off of the back of what Louis says, when his opinion has nothing to do with what Louis is saying. Okay. His opinion is based on the fact that Oli is in charge. I like that. Well, it's not even a lie. It's what you said on the streams that we were on.
I kind of get that, Daniel. So let me ask you the question. Do Man United have had a good enough squad and manager to challenge for the Premier League title?
Man United have a good enough squad and manager to win the Premier League. Expectations should be to win the Premier League.
Hang on, but that doesn't make sense, bruv. Like, if the do you honestly? Hang on.
I'm joking. It was a joke. Relax. But Man
United, tell it like a joke, bruv.
My whole point has been. No, it actually was. My whole point has been Man United have had a good enough squad to win the league. The next step for Oli is to prove that he can win.